Hey guys, Troy Dooley, MLM Help Desk. And you know, over the last few weeks, there's been rumors and scuttlebutt and innuendos about Trey White and Evolv. Now, I took off a week. As you guys know, I went to Catalyst. But before I left, Brent Hicks and I had talked on the phone. He's the CEO over at Evolv. And I said, Brent, this probably isn't something huge, but I believe that anytime there's something critical on the internet, then we need to address it. We need to make sure that we take care of this. There's an old myth that says, hey, don't worry about the small things, you know, they'll take care of themselves. That may have worked before the internet came by. But now that we have an internet, if you let stuff go by without addressing it, then the rumors just grow, and before you know it, the perception becomes the reality. So we addressed a lot of the major issues. Now, some of the issues that were in one of these blogs, I could care less about. They were, just in the way they were written, you can tell that there was this I don't know, evil undertone. I mean, it was almost as if the fangs were coming out and they were turning into a werewolf. But I got with Trey, and I told Brent, just give me a little bit of time. I don't need a lot of time, just want a little bit of time. And yesterday, Trey was so gracious. He gave me, I think it was 35, 40 minutes. He had another call coming up, but actually pushed that aside because he also understood the importance of this. And I want you to know right off the bat, Evolv has a great legal team, corporate and MLM. They have a PR firm that does a lot of work for Trey in a variety of issues. I didn't talk to some press agent. I didn't talk to just Brent as a surrogate. Trey got on the phone. Trey personally answered these questions. And I think that's important. That shows the type of leadership. It shows the integrity that's there. Does not mean that everything that Evolv does or everything Trey White does that I may agree with. Matter of fact, Trey and I have an understanding. If I see something that I'm questioning, he said, call us on the phone and let's discuss it. And I said, I will do that before I post anything. But I think this is important for the average distributor. See, it's really easy for the top dogs to get Trey White on the phone, to have his cell phone number and all that. But what about the average distributor that's out there earning a couple $100 that just got started, and all of a sudden somebody hits him with this and says, why are you selling this overpriced water? Well, let's look at some stuff here. You know, I think this is interesting. One of the things out there is that Trey White is a narcissist, that he's into himself. Now, I don't know about you, but, you know, to become a multi-millionaire, to be a businessman, to be anything, you're going to have an A personality. There's no doubt about that. You're going to be self-confident. Some people could see that as arrogant, as cocky, could see it as narcissistic. As I talked with Trey yesterday, though, the one true sign of a narcissist is the overuse of the word me, the overuse of the word I. Trey White didn't do that. Matter of fact, he talked about all the teams that he has in his different ventures when they go out and they fund different projects. It's not Trey White that takes over. Now, some venture capitalists want their team in there, and that's what Trey does to a certain degree. He wants to fund it. He wants to put a team in there that are experts at what they do, and that's what he talked about was his team. Now, there's no doubt that Trey White is the image of Evolv. If you're in a direct selling company, you need somebody at the top. That's why Donald Trump has the Trump Network. It's that plain and simple. That's why BK Briaco is Vima. I mean, that's just typical. That's going to happen. You want that. But narcissistic, no. Matter of fact, he reminded me of a gentleman that I met a few years ago. It's been over I don't know, almost 20 years. And I was sitting in the kitchen of a gigantic mega church because my father-in-law happened to be the chef. And this day, this elderly gentleman came back. He was eating his dessert while his wife gave a beautiful talk to a women's group. And this man in the newspapers had been called narcissistic, hard-nosed, southern bully. He'd been all kinds of stuff. But the whole time that we were talking, all Sam Walton talked about was his team that he had running Walmart. And how proud he was of his team and how proud he was of the company managers. And that's all I heard from Trey yesterday. It wasn't about, hey, I did all this. It was about, hey, we put a team in place over here. We had a team in place over here. We've got a team over here at Evolv. And I think that says a lot. It says a lot for the type of man that he is. Another thing that we've seen out there, and this has been a frustration of mine from day one, Trey White, the Texas billionaire. You know, and to the distributors, you know, it may not be a big thing when you overhype a money story, when you overhype the true foundation of a company. But to regulators, especially in the state of Texas, this is a big thing. And to try to put Trey White up there with the Michael Dells, the T. Boone Pickens, the Ross Perot's, the Robert Basses, even Kenny Trout, the billionaire that used to be in Texas, now he's in Kentucky. See, all those were Texas billionaires. I even left out Alice Walton, who lived in Texas. That's not Trey White. Matter of fact, if you look at the Evolv website, you'll see under their FAQs, it's very clear. Trey White is not a billionaire. Trey White definitely is a multimillionaire. Trey White has definitely facilitated business deals, especially one that has gone on to have a market cap of over $1 billion. That doesn't make him a billionaire. It's that plain and simple. And you guys, if you're a distributor, stop it. Okay, don't be hyping this. Look, the fastest way to get your company to have to stop paying bonuses and focus on their legal team and put all the money on the legal team is for cotton picking distributors who love their company, who are overzealous, to overhype it. It shouldn't be ever about the money story. That is going to happen if you're working the business. If you believe in the product, I don't have my bottle with me. If you believe in the Evolv product, if you believe in the formulation and the products, the money will come. It doesn't need a bunch of hype that's out there. And that's, man, that's important. Okay, so get it right. He's a multimillionaire. He's not a billionaire. Okay, daggum, that just burns my hide, to say the least. White Ventures is venture capitalist. That's his VC firm. He's funded companies like Evolv Health, Merlin Atlantis, and EarthQuest. That's a VC company. He puts the money in. He's got a team that oversees stuff at those. They're watching the funds. They're trying to make sure it's happening. Man, he's got some great stuff, especially this EarthQuest. I'm excited about that. That's like taking Disney and Second Life and like putting it together. That's going to be a venture to watch. But, you know, when people say, well, is he really real? Yeah, they've got a VC firm. It's worth millions of dollars, and he funds these projects through that. It's a legitimate deal. Guys, listen, he's in the state of Texas. Okay, the Texas AG office, no matter what business it is, they are hard-nosed. If Trey White was doing anything unethical or out of the box that would get their butt in trouble, the AGs would have already been watching him because he lives there. He's already been in business there. White Energy had already gone Chapter 11 after he sold it. If there was anything there, they'd be watching, and they aren't. And I think that's something that somebody needs to see. The sad thing is this stuff gets out there, it gets propagated. You know, people will write, well, he wasn't even part of the actual IPO of his company, home stores. Amateur eyes with a self-agenda will not see that. But you know what? If you guys will take a peek at the actual article, not just this video, here's what you're going to see. You're going to see that Fred R. White Sr. is listed. He has 788,125 shares. You'll also see right beside there Tri Properties Limited, 788,125 shares. Trey White, as I said earlier, uses companies. VC, they go in, they put in a company, they put this stuff together, it flows back. Okay, that's the way this thing works. You're not going to find Trey White's name. You're going to find a company that he owns. And if you do the due diligence, no matter who anybody is, you actually find out it's legit. That's what I like about this, because these guys didn't hide this. Trey and Brent both straightforward. I love that. By the way, on that note, there's also this rumor that he's suing his dad. Trey White's not suing his dad. That's just a bunch of cockamamie crap. Why people come up with this? Hurting people want to hurt people. It's that plain and simple. We see it all the time. Will Evolv Health make it? I don't know. It's going to be up to the leadership and the distributors. It's not up to a compensation plan. It's not about leaders coming and going. It's about people in the field. What Trey calls his family, the Evolv family, that's going to make the difference. Trey wanted me to make it very clear there's three things that he really cares about. One, that they see the field as their partners, people that are there working with them. Two, that their goal is to create a brand like Apple inside of direct selling, a brand that's known for its professionalism and quality of products. And third, he said, Troy, we will always be transparent and ask the hard questions from people like you in our field who want the true answers. Folks, watch this, read the article, live life like it's an epic adventure. We'll see you at the top.